Hello my foreign friends, be welcome here to one more video and another video here talking about business. Why Brazil is one of the best places in the world to invest. Yes, that's it. Despite Brazil is known by the bureaucracy and blah 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 and the corruption and the crimes, why for another looking for another perspective is one of the best places to make money to invest. Stay with me until the end of this video to discover. Okay, let's go. First factor here. Okay, the first factor is Brazil has a huge upside potential. Different from other major economies, rich countries like, let me say, Canada, Germany, I don't know, rich countries that has already go to like Japan, that has already achieved the full potential, let me say like this, of the economy, are very well developed economies. Brazil is still in the Stone Age. That's the truth. Okay. So you have a huge potential for growing up here in Brazil. Huge potential. But we don't explore even 5 or 10% of our economy. It is something, let's imagine that Brazil has this potential of producing and he explores only this potential. Because we have in the actual times a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of disincentive to entrepreneurship here in Brazil, a lot of things that I explore more deeply in the channel, a lot of reasons that Brazil explored just like this in a huge economy potential. So pay attention, Brazil has a huge potential. Number 2, scarcity of good business. I talk by my own experience living here in Fortaleza, that is in the northeast Brazil. Here in my city, sometimes I see small business that just appear from nothing, and they have this kind of French decoration. Let me say, some kind of very, I don't know, nothing very big. But the minimum they do, like put a Canadian decoration, something like that. The product itself is not so good, but the small things give a lot of results, like crowded restaurants only because of the decoration from the French, from Canada, from Canada, from United States. Some niche restaurants, things very basic they do, give a lot of results here in Brazil, because people are, there is no plenty of really new job, let me say like the new kind of business here. So you don't need to be the competition here, that's my point, the competition here is so low. I'm not saying that it's easy, okay, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but you can expect lower competition rates compared to rich economies. Okay, a much lower competition here, because Brazilians don't want to open business. Yes, they want, but there are a lot of factors that prevent people open business, because for Brazilians open business are very expensive. For foreigners not expensive. Okay. And there is incentive to be a public servant here in Brazil, not to open business, because public servants here have a lot of benefits. So all the system here works for Brazilians not opening business. Okay, so this makes a huge space for people explore the market here. Number 3, low cost of living. If you want to come here to Brazil, you will face much lower costs of living. The rent will be a lot lower than Canada, let me say like this. I was researching about Canada, and they usually in Toronto, the main capital, they used to charge like $2,500 Canadian dollars. Here in Brazil, you are gonna expect like 4 times lower rents okay, 3 times lower rents at minimum. Here in my city, you can save like 5 times in rent, 6 times. But obviously you must have a overseas source of income, okay? Like you work in distance and receive money in dollars. Like customer service, okay? You work online, something like this. You will spend a lot less here in Brazil, okay? Another factor here, therefore, is low investment, high return, okay? Because here in Brazil, you will invest a lot less money when you make money in dollars, okay? Then you should invest in your home country, in your rich country, let me say like this. Because costs here are a lot lower. For you to have a notion, you can open a business, in my opinion here, in my view, with as low as $40,000 American dollars. You can open a business here. It will give something like 200,000 reais. It's a good amount to start a small business here in Brazil, with all the bureaucracies, all the taxes, the consultant, whatever, the accountant, everything you will need. I think for $40,000 American dollars is a good amount to start. Okay, and if you have a little bit more, like $100,000 American dollars, you can open a really good business here in Brazil. Surely, okay? Believe me, $100,000 is like 500,000 reais. It's a good money to start a business. Okay? So judge by yourself. It's our good values to invest. And the fifth factor I would like to share here is Brazil has a stable environment. Brazil is not good for us Brazilians opening business generally. Some small percentage, like 0.0001% can make it, but generally it's a harsh environment for us, but for foreigners can be a good opportunity, okay? And Brazil has a stable environment. We have no wars, we have no intention of being hostile to other countries. If we have a global war, Brazil is relatively protected. It's in a good position in the globe, okay? You have a good climate here, okay? And we don't have a big shift perspective in the government, let me say like this, a revolution, a war, a civil war, something like this. It's very difficult, okay? This happened here in Brazil. I'm talking with my perspective of a native, of living here over the last 36 years, okay? And Brazil has not this perspective. People here does not really go in a civil war, something very dramatic. Trust me, they will don't do this. Brazilians doesn't have guns, okay? And it's not the only factor. Brazilians here are quite of Pacific people, okay? For as far as I know, people really doesn't want great shifts in society. Everything people here want is like, I don't know, working for the government, because a lot of people depend here in the government. Public servants, there are a lot of big companies that depends in the government, okay? So society here generally wants to maintain things as they are, okay? So obviously nothing in this life is guaranteed, okay? Nothing is 100% guaranteed, but I think very difficult, something very dramatic happens in Brazil, like a big shift. And if it's some government one day, a liberal government, that makes the economical change that Brazil needs, he effectively acts in that, Brazil can go from this economy for this kind of return in your investment, okay? There is a big potential here. If some government do what they need to do here in Brazil, someday in the history, we will experience a boom here in Brazil. So I don't think Brazil, many times the foreigners over-risk Brazil, And no, there's no risk. I think there's no risk. I'm planning to move overseas. I'm researching about Canada, about living there, about get the permanent resident there. And surely I will send money to Brazil, to invest here in Brazil, to buy real estate here, lands, whatever, invest here in Brazil. Because I know everything I'm talking to you, that it's good, invest here, not bad. I hope you enjoyed this video. Put in the comments what you think. Let's talk a little bit, and that's it. Thank you and see you.